Alright, what's going on guys? It's OMG Teggy here. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to hook up a aftermarket horn on a 94 to 2001 Acura Integra. Now, this is actually not a horn button. Well, it's not really supposed to be. It's like a interrupter, whatever. Same thing, basically. You press the button and it'll basically act as a horn. So, I got this thing. It was about $5 at O'Reilly's. And I like it because it is black, so it'll blend in wherever I decide to put it, whether I decide to put it like behind the steering wheel, over there, on this little dash thing here again. But yeah, so this is not a video on how to hook up a quick release. I was going to do a video on that, but honestly, my steering wheel is so messed up. As you guys can see, the horn button is like sideways anyways, so there's something messed up with that, and I've tried doing it multiple times, and I think the reason mine doesn't work is because I don't have like a real like NRG quick release. It's like some aftermarket piece of junk. I don't really know what it is, but it was only like 20 bucks, so it does the job, but the wiring that goes through it doesn't really connect the horn. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and get this out of the way for now because we're not gonna be needing that in the video. So the first thing you're gonna want to do is pop this whole thing off. Now, there's a screw right here, and I believe there's one right here, and then the whole thing falls down, and you can basically break it apart and take everything off. So I'm gonna go get a screwdriver and take those two screws out. So once you have those two screws out, you should just be able to kind of pop this out. There's little clips behind here if you want to move them out of the way, kind of, but you can basically just rip it apart like that. Honestly, it doesn't matter. Now, you will run into this right here, which you can basically just pull it over, and you're gonna have to readjust your steering wheel wherever you like it afterwards. But yeah, so that's all we need access to. Now, what we're gonna be looking at today is these wires right here. Now, I believe this was connected to like the little clock spring of the steering wheel. Now, I'm guessing most of the people watching this video are people that have a aftermarket steering wheel. So this is the connector we are actually going to be looking for right here today. Now, there's three little pins in there. I think one of them is missing one, but I believe it is the second one. But I'm going to show you guys how to know for sure which one is actually the horn button. So yeah, so we're going to real quick get some wire. Just any wire will do to test it, and yeah, we're gonna find which one is the horn. So what you want to do is, like I said, grab some wire and kind of shove it in one of these connectors. Don't shove it in too far, but enough so it is making a connection. So once you have it in like that, you want to take the other side of your wire, wherever the other side is right here, and basically just touch it to any ground point on the car. So I'm just gonna touch it right here, and boom, there it is. So that is the horn wire right there. So that was the wire, and if you guys are wondering, it is the blue wire with the green stripe on it. So what we're going to do from here is we're going to actually cut that wire. Now, I believe it has power to it at all times. That's why when it gets grounded out, it sounds the horn. So just be a little bit careful with that. But we're going to go ahead, cut that off, and then we're going to connect this wire to that, probably solder it on, and then we're going to run it to the first side of our horn, wherever I put it. I don't know where I put it, but we're going to put one side to the first side of the horn, and then we're going to take another piece of the wire and run that wire from the other side of the little horn button to a ground point. Alright, so what I just did is I disconnected the battery just for safety. I don't really want to get electrocuted, but I don't even know if you can. But anyways, yeah, so like I said, we're going to cut off the blue wire. Now, right here, I already have a little point for ground. Now, what I did is I unscrewed the little bolt right here and put some wire in it. And it seems to not move at all, and it's not really going to get yanked on anyway. So I think that'll be fine right there. So I put it right there on that screw, because that acts as a ground. So what we're going to do from here is, like I said, we're going to cut the blue wire, and then we're going to cut some of this wire off, and we're going to solder it to it just to make it a tad bit longer. And what I think I'm actually going to do is just connect my horn literally like right under the steering wheel right here, because honestly, I don't want to be reaching over there, over here, or down there if I want to honk my horn. I want it pretty close to the steering wheel. So yeah, so I'm going to try to find a way to have it right here. So right now, I'm going to go get some wire cutters. We're going to cut that, and we're going to solder it up. Alright, so we cut the wire off, as you guys can see, and now we're going to solder these two together. Alright, so this is what I did. I soldered it up right there to the blue and green wire. I ran it down to a little post on the horn, then I ran it from the post all the way back up here. Like I said, I have it screwed in, and that acts as a ground right there. So that'll stay. I already tried wiggling it, pulling it, it'll stay. And if it ever does come out, it's a pretty easy fix. All I had to do is unscrew it and screw it back in. Now, one thing I did forget to do is put on heat shrink before I soldered all this up. Now, obviously the soldering locations aren't very, you know, professionally done, but it'll do the job. So I'm probably just gonna wrap it in electrical tape, and that should be good. But yeah, so from here, what we're gonna do is probably put on the little panels like these, and wherever the other one is, there it is. And we are basically just gonna try to find a place to mount this. Now, what's really cool about this one is it has a little screw on it where you could unscrew it and basically screw it back on and have it held in place somewhere. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm real quick go put on the little shields, screw it all back together, and then we'll figure out a place to mount this. Alright, so here is the final setup here. I got it taped up and it's pretty secure right here. So that's where I'm going to put the horn button. You guys can barely actually see that, but yeah. So that's where the horn button is. It's not going to get in the way of my steering. I'll test it in a second, but that's where I'm going to put it. And now what we're going to do is put back on the covers. And yeah, so just to prove to you guys that it does work, it works. So yeah, so we're gonna put back on these covers and I'll show you guys how it looks like that. And I'm also gonna turn on my car and show you guys that I could steer without it getting in the way. Alright, so we just got done putting everything back together, and there you see there is the horn button right there, and it does not get in the way of my steering whatsoever. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it also helped you guys out. You definitely do not have to put your horn button there. That is just my idea, and honestly it's pretty secure. And I like it because honestly the horn is supposed to be here, so it's not too much further away with it just being right there. But I've seen some people take out the little cruise control button, put it right there. I've seen some people do it down here, and some people obviously put it straight to the quick release, but this works too. So anyways, I hope this helped you guys out. If it did, make sure to leave a thumbs up. If you guys have any more questions, make sure to leave them in the comments down below, and I'll be sure to answer them. But anyways, I'll see you guys in my next video.